let's start with this breaking news this morning about Honda. Japan reporting that they may be moving production to the United States, exactly what Donald Trump wants. That's why he called for these tariffs. How might this impact the election campaign in the final few weeks?
But, I think something like this is actually seismic news and of concern to any Canadian. And they're going to want to hear from especially the two front-running parties on where they stand on this. It's interesting. We did a CTV News Globe and Mail survey, and we asked Canadians about how they felt about the possibility of a recession in Canada. And about 2 out of every 3 Canadians thought that we would see a recession in the next 12 months. I think a lot of this has to do with worry about tariffs and worry about trade. And here we have potentially a major employer like Honda looking at moving facilities out of Canada into the United States. And it puts into focus the importance of the binational relationship and how it's important for us to try to manage that and manage what I'll say the fallout from a Trump administration and its trade policies.
So, as you say, this is a seismic event, a seismic development. Does that play to the strengths of one leader over another based on what you have seen in the past few weeks of polling when we have been subject to Donald Trump's tariff announcements?
I think if one of the leaders don't respond effectively, then yes. I think the reality is that Canadians will wait to see how both of the front-running leaders will be responding to this and what they have to say and what they would do. So I think it's too early to tell, but I think they're going to want answers. They're going to want answers really fast and very quickly on both of these. Obviously, because Mark Carney happens to be the current prime minister, he will have more of a formal response or expect more of a formal response. But I think Canadians want to hear from Pierre Poilievre and Mark Carney on what they think this means, how Canadians are going to respond, how the government, how Canada should be responding, and what they see as a path forward on a changing trade relationship, because the auto sector has been one of the keystone sectors when it comes to free trade and the Canada USMCA agreement.